Howdy YouTube, today we're taking a look at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Rise of the True Dragons Reloaded structure deck. I'm also going to take this opportunity to show you guys some old school fusion Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards that I picked up as well that look kind of cool. I'm interested to open this deck up. It does come with some really nice cards, in particular the Red Eyes, Darkness Metal Dragon, and some of the other Dragon Booster cards that are in here. I'm also going to take this opportunity to talk about my thoughts on what is a fun but also very frustrating card game. In terms of packaging, great shot on the front. That looks excellent. Sometimes for me, it's hit or miss with the packaging on these things. One thing that I will say is that overall, the majority of these structure decks are real garbage for playability. And a lot of you that play the game will be able to attest and will know this. For some reason, Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't make it easy for people to play. I mean, one of my friends who also has a YouTube channel, Budget Gaming, he says it the best. It's anime merchandise, not a proper card game. If you want a proper card game, then play Magic. And it's frustrating because when you get around with a group of friends, obviously you have the nostalgia aspect, but when you play the game, it is actually quite fun. The thing that I find that gets really frustrating is the game now is about stopping your other person from playing rather than coming up with a deck, using cards that you like the design of, you think are cool. All that stuff doesn't matter. And my experience is people have ridiculously OP decks, especially they either use the Pendulum Monsters, which I really am not a fan of, or they use the Monarchs deck, which has become so overused that, it takes 2 turns and it doesn't matter what deck you've got, you're going to get wiped out unless you're using a Monarchs deck yourself. And I'm guilty of having the Monarchs deck, mainly because it's the only way to really compete and not get completely wiped out at this stage. So on that basis, it is a little bit frustrating. But with that, let's get this deck opened up and out of packaging, and hopefully there's some good stuff in here. Okay, so let's open it up. So first thing we've got in here, slightly different packaging, actually. You get yourselves, obviously, the standard rule book, which is good. I think every deck needs to have that in there. And then you get yourself a dueling mat, which I can't say I've ever used. It does look nice, to be honest. I'll add that to the Cyber Dragon and Azura Eyes Dragon and all the other ones I've got. What is this thing? Hopefully you guys can see in the packaging. There's this little thing here. I have no clue what that is or what its purpose is. Looks like it is to stop the cards coming out, maybe, possibly. It certainly does a good job, that's for sure. Okay, and then we've got the deck. That looks nice. That looks pretty cool. You can't criticize that too much. That's a great design. Okay, so let's open this up. Okay, so flicking through these cards, hopefully you guys can see everything. That looks brilliant. Okay, I'm not going to bother reading the effects and everything like that. You guys can either pause it or look at it yourself. I'm more just going through the designs at this stage. That's an excellent looking card. Almost as good as this one behind. Check that out. Divine Dragon Lord Felgrand. That's a beautiful looking card and awesome design too. I love that. That's outstanding. Next one we've got Dragon Knight of Creation. Kind of cool design there. Ruins of Divine Dragon Lord. So you get some good cards. You can't criticize the design on some of these. All right, and then we get to, not the junk, but, just the filler cards. Again, here we go. Most of these are obviously all support cards for the deck, which is good. They keep pumping Herald of Creation. It seems that literally every structured deck you get now comes with one of those at least. This card is a very nice card. That's one that I I guess one of the main reasons I actually picked up this set was for the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. That looks sick. Then you've got Red Eyes Reverend as well. That looks pretty cool. This one on eBay is going for a ridiculous price. Just get it off another site, to be honest with you. A lot of eBay sellers lately have really been annoying, to be completely honest. This is another one that they pack quite frequently in a lot of the starter decks. That's an old school card. I remember having that as a kid. That's a weird looking Pacific Rim monster type card. It's definitely one of the better decks, I think. At least for having support-based cards. And then you get, you know, your standard trash, obviously. Again, basically just your standard Dragon support cards. Some of these are very similar to the ones that you got in the Azura Eyes, Blue Eyes one. That is a pain in the butt card when people use that. And a token. That's kind of cool. So overall, it's a pretty solid deck. I can't criticize it too much. It is a lot better, in my view, than a lot of the other starter decks that we've gotten in the past. The main cards, obviously, for me, are these ones here. That's essentially, in my opinion, what you're getting the set for. But it's a pretty good set. I was able to pick it up for around 16 bucks on special, which I was extremely happy about. Normally it retails for around between 20 and 25, depending on where you buy from. So overall, I personally really like this deck. There's some cool visually looking cards in there. There's some cool cards for playability as well. So on that basis, I think it is worth picking this up. Now that you've seen the new, let's check out the old man-eating black shark. I love these early fusion monsters from the card game. Some of the designs and artwork are really cool and novel designs, but they're just so impractical and crummy fusion monsters. Like 2,100 attack and you have to give up 3 monsters really is not worth it. It's kind of a garbage fusion card. But at the time, even at the time, I don't think it was all that good, to be honest with you. This card here, Ignition Beast Volcano, that's a little bit of an OP monster, to be honest. It looks quite cool. This guy I love, Last Warrior from Another Planet. This guy is excellent. He basically clears the field on your side, but he stops your opponent from special summoning any monsters or normal summoning or flip summoning. So he basically, even though his attack is not very high, his effect more than compensates in that he makes it really hard for your opponent to do anything. So that's quite cool. This guy, Aqua Dragon, again, another one of those old school pointless fusion monsters. I love that old school artwork, but again, not really practical. Stone Dragon, this was a McDonald's promo card from memory. Kind of cool. Again, a lot of work to get this guy for not a lot of reward. Cybersaurus, I love the design. Again, you give up 2 moderately crummy monsters for one that's not much better. But look at the design. You have a T-Rex or dinosaur monster with some sort of Gatling gun. You just don't get that these days. That's a sick looking card. That's pretty cool. And then Meteor Bee Dragon. That one's nice as well. And at least the power is pretty good. So yeah, that's my Yu-Gi-Oh! Haul for now. Let me know what you guys thought of this video. Let me know your favorite cards in the Rise of the True Dragons structure deck, and let me know which out of these fusion monsters you think is the coolest design or the one that you would like to have the most. I hope you guys have enjoyed this review, and I've got more stuff coming up soon.